Hi, my name is Matt Strader, and I'm Director of Academic Design for 612 Literacy at McGraw-Hill. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Doug Fisher, Professor of Educational Leadership at San Diego State University and a teacher leader at Health Sciences High and Middle College, having been an early intervention teacher and elementary school educator. Doug is a member of the Reading Hall of Fame, and he's a renowned speaker and author of numerous articles and books, and is also the former president of the Internationally Illiteracy Association Board. Welcome, Doug. Nice to have you today.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course. So I just wanted to start with the title of this session, Writing as Thinking. I think it's kind of an interesting title, and I just wanted to hear what comes to mind when you hear that title.
I do think it's an interesting title, and when I got the title, I thought, well, it's so true. When you are writing, you have to be thinking about what you're writing. The moment you stop writing, so if you're writing pen or like this, the moment you stop writing, your thinking might evolve, but if you stop thinking, your writing stops. So if your mind goes to something else, your fingers stop. There's a direct connection between what we're thinking and what can be expressed. Now, sometimes you might be writing and your mind starts to wander and you kind of pause. You'll notice that either it's an email or handwritten, and that's what's happening for our students. We want them thinking. We want them processing information and expressing it. And I can't tell you how many students have said to me over my life, I didn't know what I thought till I wrote it all down. Writing also helps to clarify our thinking.
Yeah, great. I really appreciate what you're saying there about how our ideas kind of evolve. And I thinking back to my time in the classroom, I think a lot about how students sometimes were a little reluctant to evolve what's on the paper in the same way that what's in their mind is evolving. And so I think framing this as writing as thinking helps us to create those connections that you were just talking about, and may help us rethink how we approach certain ways of instructing in the classroom and getting our students to keep their fingers and pens going. So super excited to dive into this topic with you today. So I'd like to turn to the research and spend a little bit of time here and think about what do we know about how we think when we're writing, and what ways do we cognitively interact with our ideas in the ways that are how we're interacting with our page or with our screen and the words we're writing there.
Yeah, there's been a number of studies, most of which say we don't do enough teaching of writing. We mostly assign writing. And there's a science to writing. There's a knowledge base around how we develop as writers and the kinds of experiences we need to have to ensure that students are able to compose and their thinking. Part of it is your organization. Like, part of the research talks about how we organize things, and it kind of got interpreted as brainstorming. And yeah, there could be some outlining, there could be some brainstorming, there could be concept maps. You could do oral. You could talk with a partner and say, here are things I'm thinking about. But this idea of organizing and then maintaining the organization through what you write. Younger kids tend to like, here's a sentence, here's a sentence, here's a sentence, and they may not be connected. And the point as we start to shape our thinking is, how is my thinking shown, evolving over the course of what I've been writing? And there's work that we collectively as a profession have to do to help young people organize, to help them keep the flow and the topic connected to what they intended to write about. But there's even more basic research about like how we control sentences. How do we understand what a sentence means, and how do we string sentences together to maintain that meaning over time? There's a lot of evidence around modeling of writing. Unfortunately, a lot of students believe that their teachers just know how to write, that we didn't have to go through learning to write as well, learning to compose and refining our writing skills, practicing our writing, getting feedback on our writing. So all of those are important parts. I'm particularly taken with modeling of writing, where the teacher kind of opens their brain and explains how they compose something. Like, why did I choose this word? Where's my connector? What's my transition sentence? How did I think about replacing words? How did I think like, what? My topic seems to be veering a little bit. How do I bring it back? All of those think aloud, those writing aloud processes